Hello everyone, usually I review games from other genres, mostly RPGs, action games or simulators, but today it will be something completely different. Yeah, now we're going to set the body in motion. It's time to get in shape and leave a life of Coca-Cola and chips behind us. Say hello to tomatoes and a pile of avocados. But that is not enough. We have to activate our bodies too, because that's what we gamers do, right? Be honest now, because it's my belief that you are in very good shape. And maybe that's why we are all looking forward to a new game called Fitness Circuit. But I have to be honest, I'm not fat. I'm not super skinny. I'm somewhere in between. And maybe I need to activate my body more than I do at the moment. So in this video, we check out how Fitness Circuit works on the Nintendo Switch and if it's worth buying. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. I review new games every week. So the purpose of this game is to burn calories. This is done by choosing one of the 3 training programs. But before I tell you more about it, I want to mention that this is one of those games where you get to use your wrist straps, and I can hardly remember the last time I used them. It must have been when I played 1-2 Switch, if you remember that game. I think I played it for about 5 minutes before putting it back on the shelf, never to be played again. But now these accessories come into use. For this, you may also need some free space, because you actually make some large body movements. But before you start today's workout, you can do a warm-up. It lasts for a couple of minutes, but you can skip it if you want. After that you can enter your height and weight, then you can set up a training plan based on your personal goals. I choose to be more active. You also set which part of the body you want to focus on. Whole body, upper body or lower. Then a training plan is put together for you. However, this plan can be changed in the menu if you decide to change your goals. Now we come to the moment when you choose how hard to train, easy, standard or challenging. In this case, I will do 4 exercises, and if I choose the easiest option, I only do 1 set. In challenging, you do 3 sets, so it's somewhat tougher. As you can see, exercises are a mix of cardio and strength. So let's start. I choose standard, that is 2 sets. Before an exercise begins, you always get a quick introduction on how the exercise should be carried out. But I have to say, that is indeed a quick introduction. You only have a couple of seconds to understand what you have to do before the exercise starts. I don't know how many times I did it the wrong way, only because I didn't get enough time to understand. So this first exercise is called knee to elbow. Here you have to do high knee lifts while pulling your elbows down. Not particularly complicated, but I definitely feel that it has an effect, because I'm working with both parts of the body. On the screen you can see an animation of the current movement. This can be very useful to relate to in order to do the exercise correctly. If you feel that you have a good grasp of the situation, you can instead look at the 2 parameters. These indicate if you're doing everything at a good pace. You can fail, get an okay, or cool at best. The more cool you get, the more points you get. The points are then added up so that you can reach a new rank, but more on the ranking system later. You can also see an animation of how your character makes it through a course, but I have to say that I barely had time to focus on this, because I've been busy following the other animations, but at least it adds some life to the whole that makes this actually feel like a game. After that, it's time for exercise 2. According to the game, this is a strength exercise where you bend your upper body and move your arms. Not much to say about this one actually. But after this, some problems arose. In exercise 3, which was based around cardio, I would do knee lifts and move my arms diagonally. But for some reason the Joy-Cons didn't react correctly, even though I tried repeatedly to carry out the exercise as correctly as possible. So the result was that I got minimal ranking points. I don't know why it's like this, but this is a pattern that I've seen recur. I have even tried using the Joy-Cons incorrectly, and still it registered as a pass. It's actually really confusing, and sometimes it feels like the relationship between this game and the controller has a life on its own, and you have no chance to influence the outcome. As I mentioned earlier, there is a ranking system that works as a motivator. When you reach a new level, you unlock either a new costume, a title or a new exercise. And this is actually very comprehensive. In the beginning it is relatively easy to get a reward, but the further you go, the longer the distance to the next prize. That is, in the end, you have to rank up 50 times before you get what you're after. But this is definitely something that makes you have something to strive for, and the only way to get there is by getting active, because after all, I haven't found any way to cheat. The surest way to get a lot of ranking points is to complete all the exercises as well as possible, and if you actually train your body, why would you cheat? Fitness Circuit is a game that I think can suit those who don't want to go to a gym but prefer to train at home. But I also want to add that it can be a fun addition to other training. For example, if you do sit-ups, squats and push-ups, and to that you add this game. My heart rate went up when I did the exercises, so in my opinion it has some kind of effect. In addition, I think it's good that you can choose the degree of difficulty and afterwards be able to read out how many calories you burned. However, what I have experienced as problematic is the control. It doesn't feel very responsive. Sometimes the Joy-Cons don't react to the movements you make. I also want to highlight the loading times, which are a bit too long. I would have preferred there to be a better flow between exercises, but now the breaks are longer due to loading times, for better or for worse. But in general, this game can serve as an entertaining supplement to other training. The price is relatively high in my opinion, maybe too high actually. It costs $50 in the eShop, but if the result is that you become active and lay the foundation for a long and healthy life, then it may be a cheap investment. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, I review new games every week. Have a good day, see ya!